Hey, Sugarlines, I wanted to show you this cool tool that Claude has. Now, what's in front of me here is their general chat conversation type thing, and I have a pre-written query. I was going to ask it for a prompt, and I'm gonna select it all and hit copy, and we'll see what it comes up with. So I'm going to hit enter. Claude is, I think it's better than currently better than ChatGPT. It's going to come up, especially at writing V2 AutoHotkey code, right? No one else is doing that. So it's going to write some code. And I don't really care about the code in this case. But just to show you, it takes what I wrote and tries to flesh it out, right? All said and good. And actually, I'm very curious. I am curious if it'll actually run. Usually their examples run first right away, but maybe we'll test that. But what I want to do is switch over to demonstrate how you if you're a paid Claude member, boy, it's really going to town. There we go. So if you're a paid Claude member, you have access to this other tool, which I have a really hard time finding. So I've bookmarked the link. Let me go back to my homepage and we can get the, so I go to the dashboard. Now here, if you go to console.anthropic/dashboard, I can generate a prompt. Now, what's really, really cool about this, I'm going to paste the same text, right? This was my prompt. Now, it goes to town leveling up my query, my prompt, and does a much better job of including things I probably should have had and didn't think about. So as we tell people, if you think of AI tools as more of an assistant, a person, and you give the better examples you give them, the more specific that will. And so here you can see it really, it made more specific prompt around the different things, right? So it'll do a better job. And this is one way I use this tool a lot to build better prompts, which will give me better answers. So even threw in stuff about error handling, it did a much better job organizing my prompt. So let's see here. We'll run this one too. Now, the results, even though it's using the same model, will be far better. Now, you can build it, you can change it after you run it, and you can build in. Yeah, well, it should know screen resolution. Oh, it needs me to come up with screen resolution and I don't know, 1920 by, is it 780? Yeah, that's funny. It should have offered some, and then we'll say 100 for that. So now I'll run it. But it shouldn't have mattered. Like, that's weird because it shouldn't ask me that. It should programmatically get them and then adjust it for me. So that is odd. But now let's see what we're doing here. So it's doing some math. But you get the idea, right? The queries that come out of this are far, far more evolved, and again, you might go tweak this, right? It doesn't mean it gets it right, but that compared to what it was doing here, you'll get here. You can see this is very different results, right? So I always try to use this if I have a more complex topic that I don't want to have to write all this stuff in here. And I still might go tweak it after I do it, but I will use this, especially for our client work. I'll use it as a starting point and then go back and tweak it before I send it. So hope you enjoyed that. If you're a paid Claude member, you really should be checking it out because it's a huge advantage to be able to get that. I think ChatGPT has some GPTs you can use that do something similar, but they're not built into ChatGPT. So you have to go find that GPT and have it flesh out your questions for you. So if you're using that one, you can take that approach. If you're using AutoHotkey, Claude is by far the best at generating V2 code. So please like the video if you learned something here. We're also considering starting an AI hero group. So instead of being focused around AutoHotkey, it'd be around AI, because in our hero group, we're talking a lot more and more about AI, and AI, it's involved in so many things. We bring in pieces of it into our AutoHotkey scripts. So it's really becoming much more of an AI topic than it is AutoHotkey in that sense. So if you're interested in signing up for one of those groups, I'll put a link up on the screen here, which you can we haven't decided if we are doing it. It depends on the interest, and we don't know anything more about it, but it'll probably be similar to the hero group in that we'll have 1 or 2 hours a week where we have calls, discuss things, probably have a Telegram group where you can also ask questions and get pointed in the right direction. But me and Azaius and our family and Rizwan, we all watch a lot of AI videos. So we're very knowledgeable about what's out there. And then, of course, actually implementing them in a way that doesn't have to break the bank. Thanks for watching. Cheers.